Thank you for choosing biking.fi. You have now received information on where to pick up your rental bike for your rental period. When you pick up the fat bike, check the condition of the bike. If you notice any damage that doesn't affect your ride, take a picture of it. If there is a problem on the bike that prevents you from riding, contact your renter immediately. The tires are working as a suspension, so they are not meant to be hard. Adjust their hardness comfortable enough to yourself. If the toolkit is available, put it to the wheel frame behind the handlebar. The tools are there for a case of a flat tire or other damage to the bike. The toolkit will be returned to where you received it. The bike renter has no obligation to pick you up from your trip if the fat bike gets damaged. If you are leaving the fat bike unattended, please take the bike lock with you. You can also leave the lock to the safety box of the rental company. The rider is always responsible for the bike during the rental period. We hope that your clothing is appropriate for the weather conditions. If you don't have your own helmet, borrow it from the rental company. It's included in the rental price. We recommend a puff or other thin fabric for protection under the helmet. Lock the helmet as shown in the picture. Adjust the helmet strap, placing a pair of fingers between the skin and the chin strap. If you will be driving in the dark, ask for a headlight for the bike. If you have white pants, put the pant legs inside your socks and tie the shoelaces as short as possible, so they don't go between the wheel and the chain. When driving, keep a safety distance of at least 5 meters, so you have time to react to what is happening in front of you. Don't take any unnecessary risks. Adjust the seat so that your feet doesn't fully straighten in the down position of the pedal, but also do not leave the saddle too low. The seat height adjustment lock is either with the quick release or with the dropper seat post. Left hand brake affects the front wheel, the right hand brake is for the rear wheel. Use both brakes at the same time. Never just the left hand front brake. The gears are located on the right side. There are 10 gears in the rear wheel. Change gears by rotating your feet lightly in the pedal and shift one gear at a time. The gear should be changed to a small one before going uphill. For changing gears uphill can break the chains. The closer thumb lever makes the gear smaller, furthest lever changes it larger. Disconnect the charging cable. Turn on the battery, which is on top of the LED lights. Don't move the bike, hold your feet on the pedal or sit on the saddle while turning on the battery. The text off appears on the small screen on the handlebar. Adjust the electrical assistance stronger by pressing the upper lever on the left-hand side and down by pressing the lower lever. Don't use the strongest boost assistance when driving on trails. Please note that the more electrical assistance you use, the faster the battery drains empty. With the mildest eco assistance, you'll be able to drive 5 to 7 hours. Driving with the boost assistance, your driving time is only about 1 hour. Before you go on your trip, make sure that the different levels of assistance are working. Make sure that the brakes and gears are working before you go on your trip. You can test them on even ground before driving. Look far enough while driving your fat bike so you can see the coming obstacles and the route. Good viewing direction is about 10 to 15 meters forwards. Before going uphill, switch to a low enough gear depending on the steepness of the uphill, because on a steep hill you cannot change the gear. This also applies to the electric assisted bike. You can save energy when using lower gears, because the pedaling frequency is higher. It's easier than biking with the high gears. Proactive driving saves you from many difficult situations. If you do not have any idea on where to go, the rental company will help you to choose the best routes. Return the bike to the same location you took it before your rental time ends. Remember to lock the bike and then report to the owner if there is any damage to the bike. This is the easiest way to contact the owner if there's any damage to the bike. If you notice that your rental period could be exceeded, please contact us in advance. The next rider might be waiting for the bike. When returning the electric fat bike, put the bike back in its place and connect the charging cable to the battery. If there is something wrong with your bike, please inform the bike owner, for example with a photo, so we can keep the bikes in good condition for the next bike rider.